What's up, guys? Welcome to the channel. My name's Micah, and today we're doing an overall review of our 2007 V-Star 1100 bobber project. Let's rip into it. So I'll just kind of walk you guys around the bike. You know, all the parts that we put on this thing I'll have linked in the description in case you want to get those exact same parts for your bike. But otherwise, let's just take a walk around to this bad girl. So for exhaust, I just pulled off the factory mufflers. So we're just running straight pipes right now, so it's got a little volume to it, but it sounds really nice. It kind of has a deep sound to it, so I think we're just gonna rock the straight headers. So all the chrome on this bike polished up really nicely. I mean, you can just see yourself in all of that. It is awesome. We did pull off the front fender on the bike, so you'll want to avoid the puddles with this thing now. I do have the front fender in case I wanted to put it back on, but I just like the raw look of having no front fender, no inkling of a rear fender either. So there's our LED headlight that this bike came with. It actually looks really tasteful when it's on. And then those big chrome fork guards that we kept on here, I really like the look of those. It kind of gives the front end a very masculine look. So, and then we just did our spiked chrome grips on our broomstick handlebar, so there is not a bend in that bar. It is perfectly straight, and it looks so mean too. Like when you're on the bike and your hands are out, you know, you kind of space your arms out a little bit. It feels like you're about ready to do a push-up. So those broomstick bars actually make the rider look really good as you're riding the motorcycle. They're not the most comfortable thing, but they sure look great, and that's why I keep doing them. So, and then this bike has the speedometer and everything on the tank, so that our handlebars, our triple tree there, that is just the top of the bike. We don't have some big speedometer and tachometer up here. So it looks really tasteful. I love these V-Stars, kind of just the way they're set up from the factory. We did leave the floorboards on, so I was kind of up in the air about that, if I would leave the floorboards on or if I would go to pegs. And after riding it, after looking at it for a while, I kind of decided that those floorboards look really nice on this thing. So, and then for a brake light, tail light, license plate holder, we kind of just lumped all those into one. So we just have this little swing arm bracket there. Comes out to our license plate holder, and then our LED tail light. So that has a really nice look to it. It really matches the theme of this bike well. And then of course, no inkling of a rear fender, who needs that? But I just love the rear profile of this bike. Just that big tire with our small seat up to those perfectly straight broomstick bars. Man, it looks so good. In my opinion, this bobber is the most beautiful bobber I've ever made. And everybody has their own opinion on them, and anybody can build whatever bobber they want. That's the beauty about doing these bobbers. So now, how does it ride? Actually really good. This motor is so smooth. And it's a very balanced V-twin. And so what I mean by a balanced V-twin is that this 1100 V-Star makes 62 horsepower and 62 foot-pounds of torque. So when you hammer on the gas, you get that initial crack of the neck, and then it just keeps on pulling. These V-Stars, they just have good torque, and then the horsepower just pulls through on them. It's actually a really nice riding experience. So, and it is a shaft drive motorcycle, so there is no chain and sprockets that we need to tighten, adjust, maintenance, anything like that. Our solo bobber seats work really good, so we just got a universal black solo bobber seat. So this one came with the seat, came with our two springs here, comes with the base plate. Now that base plate perfectly just kind of follows the lines of these frame bars on either side here. So gosh, if there was one bike that these universal seats look good on, it has to be these V-Stars. And then I just left my raw cuts here where I cut the frame, so you can see that. The thing I like about this bike is that where you cut the rear frame, it's not a tubular frame that suddenly you have holes that you have to plug or fill somehow or make a bracket to go over. There's just these angled pieces of metal, and so when you cut it, it just looks really clean. It's really nice. There's no gaps or holes, anything like that you have to fill in. And some guys will take these brackets off. They'll cut it up higher. I wanted to cut it right where we did. I just thought that looked tasteful, just to kind of bring it down right here and follow this line in the frame. And then having these, you know, we can just barely slide our base plate under the back end of those. So that kind of holds it down. We do have a zip tie on here just to hold it down to the frame as well, but it's super solid on there. And then we just have our one mounting bolt up on the front here. So now we did pull off the factory mufflers on here, so it's really easy to pull these off. So you just have these little exhaust clamps on both pipes right here, and then there's a couple mounting bolts. There was a mounting little bracket here that I took off as well, but very easy just to take your stock mufflers off. And then you can see that there is our header pipe in there, kind of under these guards, under these heat shields there. So the size of the header pipe is going to be 1 3/8 inch diameter. For anybody who is wondering, like I have before, what exhaust options you would have if you just did a slip-on or some turn-down pipe, it's 1 3/8 inch diameter. But otherwise, gosh, the bike just turned out great. It is so fun to drive. And these 1100s, they've just got a little bit more torque, a little bit more power. And so when you're launching off the line, if you really give it the business, it will just boil that rear tire off. Like even in second gear, if I come into second gear hard, it will squeal out the rear end. So it's really cool and it's really fun for what it is. But yeah, let me know if you guys have any questions about this bike, about anything we did. Or have questions on how you could do something to your bike, and I'll try and help you as much as I can. But yeah, everything turned out super good on the bike. This is by far my favorite bobber that I've ever done so far. And we've got all the neighborhood dogs losing their minds right now. So like the video if this helped you out, guys. Subscribe if you want to see more, and until next time, have a wonderful night.